Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
What's happening, people? How are you guys doing? Today, I want to talk to you about 5 reasons why Bitcoin might be overrated. But first, for the ones of you that don't know me yet, my name is Andrew, and for the last 10 years, I've worked in many retail and institutional Forex brokerages in Europe. Join me in this fantastic journey and find out the secret corners of Forex trading from top industry specialists. Learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know by watching our daily broadcasts. And if you like what you see, guys, like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. I'll give you exactly 30 seconds to absolutely smash that subscribe button. And then we're getting started. 5 reasons why Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021. Coming up. Right, beautiful people, and we're back with the 5 reasons why Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021. But first, let me know how the sound is. Let me know how the image is. If you have any comments, type your comments, and I'll do my best to answer every single comment as fast as I can. Now, I decided to record this short video after finding that the markets are creating a fear of missing out, a FOMO effect that is highly dangerous for retail traders, considering no retail trader has the financial power to compete with the institutions or hedge funds. So let's get started, guys, and let's see. What are the 5 signs that Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021? I'm going to start with number 1, guys. Hi, Christina. How are you? Thank you for the comments. Let us know how the sound, the image is. And if you have any comments, let us know and I'll do my best to answer. So I'm going to start with number 1, guys. Why do I think Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021? Number 1, it's very, very expensive, guys. If a few days ago, if a few weeks ago, if a couple of months ago, we saw Bitcoin, we were praying for Bitcoin to reach the $20,000 mark. Today, Bitcoin is trading at almost $50,000, guys. So all of a sudden, it became very, very expensive and not very affordable to the average person. Is that correct? Right. This is one of the reasons, why Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021, guys. It's very expensive. It's not accessible to everyone, to the average person, okay? And the people that decide to invest their little money in Bitcoin might take a big, big chance, might take the chance of their life. So let's move on and have a look at number 2, guys, and see why Bitcoin might be overrated in 2021. The regulation, guys, is missing still. We saw the SEC chief, we saw the European Central Bank president asking for regulation as soon as possible in the crypto world. Okay, as many institutions started getting involved in adopting Bitcoin or investing in Bitcoin, pushing the price up. So regulation is missing, guys. And the question is, what's going to happen when the regulation comes out? Will Bitcoin price deflate? Will Bitcoin price come a bit closer to reality, sparing us of these high swings that we see right now? I don't know. We will see. So this is the second reason why Bitcoin might be a bit overrated in 2021. Let's have a look at the third reason, guys. The third reason is it has the lowest leverage among all asset classes. Remember, guys, on the financial markets, you have 5 asset classes you can trade on. You have currency pairs, commodities, indices, stocks, and cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrencies are just the 5th asset class, the most expensive one. the most volatile one, and the one with the lowest leverage. So think about it again. What is your goal? Why do you want to invest in Bitcoin? Because everyone else is talking about it? Because you heard it on the news? Because your friend is pushing you to do so? Or the only reason is you are looking for an investment that could potentially benefit you on the long run? If that's the case, guys, you might want to look at currency pairs, commodities, even stocks and indices, guys, as they all have a higher leverage than Bitcoin, and they're all less volatile than Bitcoin. This is the number 3, why I personally think Bitcoin might be a bit overrated in 2021. Now, let's have a look at number 4, guys. Number 4, institutional investors take control. We saw Tesla announcing they purchased 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin to diversify their portfolio. We saw MasterCard announcing that later on this year, they might adopt some cryptocurrencies, a very select group of cryptocurrencies in their portfolio. Yeah, we saw Goldman Sachs announcing something similar. Okay, BNI Mellon, which is part of Goldman Sachs, also announced that they are considering making the first investment in cryptocurrencies. This is all news. So when institutional investors take control, okay, that's a high game. Have any power as a retail trader, even if you have $50,000, even if you have $100,000 to move the market in any direction? Definitely not. So this is the 4th reason why I strongly believe Bitcoin is a bit overrated in 2021. There are other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, for example, and many others that react just like Bitcoin. The difference is they tend to be less expensive than Bitcoin. So let's have a look at number 5, guys, and see what is the final reason why I personally believe Bitcoin might be a bit overrated in 2021. It only reacts to news. And this is the biggest chance, the biggest risk you're getting as an investor when you're investing a pile of money into something, because Bitcoin, guys, is $50,000. Okay, it takes one good news or one bad news to completely push the price up or down at least $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. We saw it happening in the past. We're probably going to see it happening again. So the question remains, is Bitcoin a bit overrated in 2021? Take a step back, see the bigger picture, guys, and think about it. Is there any other asset class or any other asset which you could invest in that might bring you probably less returns on the short term, but definitely returns on the long run? Yeah, think about it this way. In some countries, with $50,000, you can purchase a studio, which you can rent out for $1,000 a month or less. Okay, see if it's worth it. See if it's worth it. Do the math and then decide yourself. Now, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any message you want to pass on, please do feel free to contact us on instructfx.com, info@instructfx.com, or my direct email address, thechartwhisper@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to reply as soon as possible. Stay tuned. We're coming back live with the U.S. markets open in 30 seconds.
Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live. What's happening, beautiful people? Happy Monday, everyone. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe. And welcome, everyone, to our live stream. And happy President's Day. How is everyone doing this afternoon, guys? Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below. And please remember to absolutely smash that like, share, subscribe button, which you're going to find in just a second. It helps us a lot in delivering more great content. Now, Let's see what is happening with the markets, guys. Let's get down to business and see what's happening in the markets today, 15th of February, 2021. Today, the U.S. markets will remain closed due to the President's Day holiday, and the U.S. stock markets show signs of strength once again. Former U.S. President Donald Trump was acquitted on Saturday regarding the accusation of instigation to violence on Capitol Hill. Many financial markets in Asia remained closed today for the Lunar New Year holiday, keeping the trading volume low on the markets. Crude oil prices broke the $60 mark to the upside as a blast of Arctic weather in the U.S. sustained demand. And Bitcoin, everyone's favorite, tops $48,000 once again on news that Canada approved its first Bitcoin ETF, that Morgan Stanley is considering a first investment in the digital asset, and that MasterCard will probably start supporting crypto payments at a later stage this year. U.S. markets open, coming up. Right, and we're back, beautiful people, with the economic calendar for the week, guys. We're going to have a very quiet day today in the economic calendar. Let's have a quick look and see what is the data announced today in the economic calendar, what are the holidays in the economic calendar, and obviously the top 5 things to know in the markets today. It might help you tomorrow. So first of all, we're going to start with 5 countries that have a holiday today. No wonder the volume on the markets was so low. Today we have the United States celebrating President's Day. We have the New Year's Day in Hong Kong. We have Family Day in Canada. In China, we have the Spring Festival. And in Brazil, guys, we have the start of the Rio Carnival. Now, let's see what happened today, what announcements we had. As you see in the economic calendar, quite poor economic calendar today. The only announcements that came out were in the Eurozone at lunchtime today, GMT plus 2, where we had the industrial production coming out worse than what economists have predicted, negative 1.6% versus an expectation of negative 1%. We had the trade balance again in the Eurozone for December, which was higher than what economists have predicted. And then we had the housing starts and the manufacturing sales on the Canadian dollar. This is what the economic calendar has to bring today. Not a lot. Quick look at the economic calendar for tomorrow, guys. Again, we're going to have the Spring Festival holiday in China. So the Asian markets, or most Asian markets, will probably remain closed tomorrow. And the carnival in Brazil, the Rio Carnival, will probably last for 3-4 days. So don't expect much from China and Brazil in the next couple of days, guys. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a couple of announcements at lunchtime from Germany in the Eurozone, followed by the gross domestic product for the fourth quarter in the Eurozone, as well as the ZEW economic sentiment, which usually weighs heavily on the direction of the European currency. Now we're going to have housing starts announced at 3:15 GMT plus 2, just about 1 hour ahead of the U.S. markets open tomorrow. And we're going to have the New York Empire State Manufacturing Index on the U.S. dollar. In the same time, we're going to have foreign securities purchases and FOMC member Daly holding a press conference at 2200 hours GMT plus 2. This is it. Still, the economic calendar for the week, guys. It's quite poor. Now, this is what is happening. Not a lot. So what is left to do, guys? Let's do a bit of technical analysis, have a look at the charts and see how the assets are performing, how the assets are reacting to these holidays. Now, I'm going to start with top 5 things to know in the markets today, guys, and then we're going to take a 30-second break and have a look at the charts of the day. And why not the signals of the day? Let's see what investing.com thinks about the markets today. So number 1 on the board, guys, Bitcoin tests $50,000 once again as dollar slides. Bitcoin prices neared $50,000 over the weekend after 2 new developments affirming the narrative that the cryptocurrency is going mainstream. Canada approved its first exchange-traded fund for Bitcoin, further expanding its accessibility to retail investors, while Bloomberg reported that Counterpoint Global, a unit of Morgan Stanley Investment Management, is also considering a first investment in the asset class. The news comes less than a week after Tesla said it had transferred $1.5 billion of treasury reserves into Bitcoin as a risk diversification measure. That's all part of a trend of bets on cheapering dollar due to loose U.S. monetary and fiscal policy. The dollar index tested a three-week low today in Europe, while the yield on a 10-year treasury note rose 1.21%, its highest in over a year. So this is what's happening with Bitcoin, guys. It's still speculation at this time. So let's take a bit of time to see how the markets will actually react to all this news. Number 2 on the board, guys, Australia squeeze on Facebook and Google. A landmark law that would force social media giants to pay publishers for the news they carry came a step closer to reality over the weekend. Australian Treasurer Josh Frydenberg told ABC that the country was very close to some very significant commercial deals after holding talks with Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and Google's Sundar Pichai over the weekend. The law is being eagerly watched by media establishments and governments around the world. Google had threatened to shut down its search engine in Australia if it was passed. It's unclear whether the weekend talks had led to any significant watering down. Right. Okay. I'm surprised that Google takes this this action, and I'm not surprised whatsoever that Australia and more countries are trying to push Facebook and Google to either pay some tax or work with the global with the local regulators a bit more. Let's see what's on the board for number 3 today, guys. Stocks drift higher after Donald Trump's acquittal, which is very, very, very important. U.S. stock futures drifted higher overnight on Monday, with cash markets set to stay closed until Tuesday due to President's Day holiday. The acquittal of former President Donald Trump on Saturday has taken a reflecting desire by President Joe Biden to prioritize pushing through his spending plans rather than seeking political revenge on his former opponent. As such, it hints that the $1.9 trillion package getting through Congress faster and without dilution. Overseas, we saw Chinese markets remaining closed for the New Year holiday, while Japan's reopened sharply higher after a stronger than expected fourth quarter gross domestic product report. In Europe, guys, Italian stocks were the outperformer after the new Prime Minister, Mario Draghi, which is the former European Central Bank president, selected a number of party politicians, not just technocrats, for his new government of national unity. Analysts said that should help him keep discipline among the often parties that have agreed to back him up. Number 4 on the board, guys, Nissan rejects Apple's terms and conditions. Basically, Nissan became the latest car maker to be linked to Apple's ambitions in the mobility sector. The Financial Times reported that Apple had approached the Japanese giant a few months ago with a view to partner on its secretive project for autonomous electric vehicles. However, it reported that talks had broken down over among other things, branding. Apple reportedly wanted its name on the product. It said that Nissan was reluctant to be seen as the Foxconn of the auto industry. Nissan shares fell 2.8% on the news, while shares in the automotive supplier Magna, which has also been linked to Apple, rose 3.5%. Now, the last but not the least, guys, oil surges as storms force Texas blackouts. This is the fifth most important news today. A blast of Arctic weather across the U.S. sent oil prices to their highest in 13 months. In addition to driving a spike in demand for heating oil, the weather front has led to Texas power grid operator ERCOT having to impose rolling blackouts in a state that accounts for much of the country's oil and gas output. The incident is likely to spark fresh controversy over the rapid build-out of renewable energy sources, output from which has not been able to keep pace with demand. By 7 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. crude futures were up 2.1%, guys, trading higher than $60 a barrel, while the Brent futures were up 1.5% at $63.37 a barrel. Now, this being said, guys, I'll tell you what, let's take a 30-second break so I can catch my breath, and then we're going to look at the charts of the day and the signals of the day. What do you say? All right, we're coming back live in 30 seconds with the charts of the day. Stay tuned.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, and we're back, beautiful people, with the charts of the day. We're looking at crude oil WTI futures on the 60-minute chart, okay, which is currently trading at $60.27 a barrel, pulling back in the last hour or so after a tremendous rally that it had today. RSI stochastic are pointing downwards, so I would not be surprised if we're going to see a retest of that 50 MA to the downside at 59.45, considering that the US markets are shut down today. Moving on, we're looking at the Euro USD, guys, the most traded currency pair in the world, which today is trading at 121.26, with the RSI and stochastic somewhere in between, okay, apparently pointing towards a potential correction that we might see. We might see a retest of that 200 MA to the downside at 120.99, okay, or 121 flat. Now, where will Euro take it from here? The US dollar will give us a hint tomorrow, guys, okay? So don't panic if you don't see a lot of trading volume today, as the markets are taking a breather, as half of the world is celebrating something and they decided to keep the markets closed. On the other hand, we're looking at the pound, guys, the sterling, which is rallying against the US dollar at 139.02, apparently testing that 20 MA to the downside a few minutes ago and not having enough power to go below it. So expect the pound to potentially strengthen a bit this afternoon, guys, considering that the US dollar doesn't have the power to defend itself, okay, versus the European markets. 139.02 for the pound. Sluggish day, but the RSI and the stochastic are way up into the overbought levels, and they might go even higher, if anything. Moving on, we're looking at the USD JPY pair that is trying a correction, guys. 105.38 this afternoon, with the RSI and the stochastic way up in the overbought levels. Okay, so many traders will now get the stochastic tool out. Sorry, guys, the Fibonacci retracement. What's wrong with me? I have the stochastic at the bottom of the chart. Anyway, they would take the Fibonacci retracement tool out and try and measure the retracement, guys. Finding a perfect spot to position themselves on the market. Okay, this is why the Fibonacci tool is so helpful for many traders. If you want to learn how to use the Fibonacci tool and what the Fibonacci tool represents, feel free to contact us and I'll do my best to help. Now, moving on, we're looking at the Aussie dollar, guys, just that started pulling back minutes ago. 0.7772 this afternoon for the Aussie dollar, with the RSI and the stochastic somewhere in the higher section of the RSI, indicating an uptrend, a potential uptrend. Okay, and we see the stochastic just pulling back slightly from the overbought levels. So I wouldn't be surprised if the European currencies, as well as the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar, probably today will rally a bit. Once again, on the weekend of the US dollar. USD CAD is tumbling, guys. Looking at the USD CAD again on a 1 hour chart, 126.55 for the USD CAD this afternoon, with the RSI and the stochastic crawling into the overbought levels, oversold levels. What's wrong with me today, guys? I know what's wrong with me today. It was Valentine's Day. I'm still holiday mode. So let's recap. RSI stochastic in the oversold levels, pointing upwards. We might see a bit of a correction, a bit of a pullback from the US dollar this afternoon. Right, there's no point looking at the S&P and the Dow Jones, guys, as the markets are closed today, but we can see they remained closed in the green, guys, over the weekend, and the markets on Friday closed at a new high. Okay, another high, pushing the US dollar a bit lower. Very, very curious how they will open tomorrow. Meanwhile, the US dollar index is struggling to recover, is struggling to come back up. We saw a retest of that 200 moving average. When was that? On the 12th, guys. Okay, 3 days ago on Friday, and since then we saw the US dollar. Dropping 90.38 for the US dollar, with the RSI and the stochastic somewhere in between overbought and oversold levels, indicating potential selling power on the market for the US dollar index. Quick look at gold futures, guys, which are flirting again with the 1820, 1830 levels. 1819 this afternoon, $1,819, with the RSI and the stochastic almost flat in between overbought and oversold levels. Let's see, probably the markets opening tomorrow will give us a clear direction. If the US dollar keeps stumbling, guys, we might see gold futures pushing a bit higher. Right, I see we have quite a few people watching us today. Hello, happy Monday, everyone. Right, okay. What's happening? Brent oil futures on a 60-minute chart, guys, $63.12 with the RSI and stochastic pulling back a bit, giving back a bit of gains after a good rally today. Okay, we see a retest of that 20 MA. Don't be surprised if the price will push a bit lower, towards the 62.51 or somewhere in that region. Okay, it's just to fill in the gap that was left at the opening today. And now, guys, the Bitcoin, the good almighty Bitcoin, which is giving back some gains after a tremendous rally that kept everyone pinned on cryptocurrencies last week and 2 weeks ago as well. $47,831 this afternoon. Let's see. Apparently, not enough volume in the markets. We might see a retest of that 200 MA to the downside, although the markets showed us that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general do not react to any technical analysis lately. Everything seems to be driven by news and tweets, and investor sentiment. So let's see what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's very, very early to say anything about it. But what I can say for a fact is Bitcoin is currently trading at $47,822. And Ethereum, guys, which is the second Bitcoin if you want, $1,799 for Ethereum after an amazing rally in the last 12 or 24 hours. From what we see here, look at the charts, guys. Look at this amazing rally that Ethereum had, in the last few hours. We saw a retest, a fake breakout to the downside of that 200 MA, and after that, we saw an amazing rally. Now, don't forget, they tend to move together, the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies as well. So don't be surprised if you're going to see a bit of a pullback after this rally that lasted for 2 weeks, guys. 2 whole weeks. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Ethereum was trading somewhere around $500, $600 per coin. Today, it's trading at $1,800. Okay, so expect a bit of a pullback. This is not good what's happening. The rally is too fast, too much. What's happening with the retail traders when institutions come into play? This is the question. Now, quick look at some technical analysis provided by investing.com this afternoon, guys. A bit of mixed signals. We see strong sell on the euro on all 4 timeframes apart from the daily. The pound versus the US dollar remains with a strong buy indication for a daily chart and an hourly chart. We see the USD JPY strengthening a bit this afternoon. USD CHF is stuck with 4 red positions, sell and strong sell indicated by investing.com. The euro is supposed to weaken heavily versus the pound, guys, with strong sell indications on all 4 timeframes, and the USD CAD as well is supposed to weaken with 4 strong sell positions. This is it. A lot of mixed signals today, guys. A lot of holidays around the world, so not enough buying or selling power. Meanwhile, quick look at gold futures, guys. Gold futures set with 4 sell and strong sell positions on all 4 timeframes for today. We're looking at silver and copper indicating a bit of positivity, a bit of strength on the markets. We're looking at crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil with strong sell indications on a 5-minute and a 15-minute chart. The daily remaining a strong buy still. Natural gas, green for natural gas, strong buy. Why is that, guys? You're going to notice this if you're in the markets long enough. Many times when you have a very heavy winter in the US, the price of oil, the price of natural gas tends to go up. Why is that? Obviously, it's very cold and people use these products to heat up their homes. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of demand. There's going to be more demand for this, pushing the price a bit higher. Okay, so whenever you get a wave of Arctic cold in the US, Keep an eye on natural gas. Keep an eye on crude oil WTI. And you will see that most times the price tends to go up. Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders, beautiful people. Happy Monday once again. This was it from my side today. The markets are closed. I hope I gave you an insight of what's happening in the markets. And join me tomorrow, same time, same place, for a new round of market talks. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.